Good morning, and welcome to Maryland Funtime. Maryland Funtime, information about what's happening in and around Baltimore and where the fun is. Here's your host, John Carrington.
Hello, this is John Carrington from Maryland Funtime. Personal finance is an important topic for all of us because we manage our money, and the way we do that affects every part of our lives, the fun times and the bad times. This morning, I have Helene Raynaud with me, and she's the president and CEO of Guidewell Financial Solutions. We're going to discuss several services that Guidewell offers and consider why these are especially important for women. But before we do, Helene, can you please tell us about what your agency does?
Absolutely. And good morning, John. Thank you for having us on the air this morning. So Guidewell Financial Solutions has been in the Baltimore community for over 50 years now. We are a nonprofit, and many of your listeners probably heard about us as Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Maryland and Delaware, CCCS of Maryland and Delaware. So in terms of our services, for about 50 years, we've been providing comprehensive financial solutions, financial education, as well as individual services, counseling, coaching, focused on credit, budget, and some more innovative services around student loan debt, as well as homeownership.
Mm-hmm. Becoming financially informed is critical. But why is it important for women to understand this?
Yeah, well, something we know about women, and I think that's been validated by a lot of recent articles and surveys, is that almost half of working women are the sole breadwinner at this point in their families. And more of these women are also the primary purchase decision maker. They basically make all of the financial decisions. Yeah, but what we're finding out, though, is that women, although they have this huge responsibility, are often less confident about money management than males and their male counterparts, especially when it comes to longer-term planning. As you know, women are also often paid less than men for the same jobs. And what that means is that they don't necessarily take advantage of all of the benefits and some of the retirement and savings plans that they ought to be taking advantage of. Finally, we're known to live longer. But what that means is that when we reach our older years, we often don't have the financial resources that we need to rely on or simply to retire.
Mm-hmm. Now, what services that Guidewell provide that will help empower women in the area of financials?
Well, it's interesting. Actually, the majority of our clients are women, mostly working women with children. And what we find out is that women really want simplicity in the services that they receive. That they really look for organizations and working with organizations that have the best interest of the consumers in mind and strong ethics. And I think that's why we're a good choice. Now, when it comes to the services, we obviously provide basic education around budgeting, how to build and protect your credit. But we also have some long-term preventative services that help people build their financial future. We offer homeownership education, we offer some coaching, and we have some remedial emergency services. People come to see us who are really struggling as well, and we can help them renegotiate their debts. We can help them renegotiate with their mortgage services if they have issues with their mortgage payments. Some people come in, they're renting properties and they're really struggling with their payment. We can identify options and local programs, intervention programs that may be helpful.
All right. Now, to get to basics, every family should have financial foundation. What can you do to help women create that financial foundation for their family?
Yeah, so again, what we're finding out is really one of the biggest challenges for women especially is not having enough disposable income, enough money left at the end of the week or at the end of the month. And often it's also the lack of understanding of the different financial products and financial options out there in the marketplace. So really what we have available is a free budget and credit counseling program. Everyone who comes through the door can receive a free session where we review their credit history, we review their budget, we create a roadmap really for everybody, and we look at short-term and long-term actions that they can take, immediately. It's also a reality check kind of conversation we have with people. We really review their behavior, their spending habits, in light of their short-term and long-term goals.
And as a guy, I know I mess up my money. I have challenges with my money every week. But how often do women need this kind of financial help and counseling?
Well, I think, like you said, we all really need and could benefit from credit counseling. Studies show that women have less credit card debt than men. However, they still carry a pretty heavy average monthly debt of about $5,000 on their credit cards only. If you add to that auto loans, they're often medical bills, their own or their children's, it adds up. And by seeking credit counseling, we can really help you determine how much you really owe and what are the different options you have to pay off that debt safely without impacting your credit score, without damaging your future financial well-being.
I've heard stories about people just applying for credit, and that is reported, and that ends up affecting your credit score. When it comes to debt, what options are generally open to clients?
So what we're finding out is about a third of our clients come in, and it's really getting them to understand better where their money is going. And we really look at their budget carefully. And some small changes in their lifestyle, and very often around some of the, the phone or internet service that they have, which they need, but they may, have been buying more than they really need, and they might be able to reduce some of their expenses. Some local programs, some local incentives may apply. So we're finding out that at the end of the budget session, a lot of people can actually get back on track by themselves. But of course, if you are in serious debt, and I'm talking people who have over $15,000 or $20,000 in credit card debt, then these people may be eligible for a structured repayment program, which is called a debt management plan. What that program does, it allows people to repay fully what they owe. But what we do is when they enter into the relationship with us, we will go and contact all of their creditors and renegotiate some of their debts. Typically, reducing the interest rate, reviewing some of the terms of the repayment. And then what happens is they get into a program that lasts between 2 and 3 years on average at this point. They make a single payment to us every month, and then we guarantee the disbursement and the repayment directly to their creditors. So it's one thing for them, not worry. They stop worrying about it because essentially we're taking care of the burden of repaying the creditors. This allows them to establish good, sound financial habits. They put that money aside every month. So once they graduate from the program, when they finish the program, they can apply that money that they've been putting towards repaying their debts towards something more productive, start saving for a home or for a car. So it's a good program. It also is a safer option than some of the more radical options like filing for bankruptcy or maybe seeking the assistance of debt settlement companies that may be over-promising what they're offering, because it really doesn't impact your credit score so much in the long term, and therefore you come out of the program usually in a better place than when you first came in.
We hear a lot about student loans, and of course there are a lot of female students who are having problems struggling with dealing with that loan problem. What services do you offer in that regard?
So right now, this is a fairly new program for us. We started about a year ago, and right now we really focus on helping people who are really struggling making their student loan debt payment, or people who don't really understand what their student loan portfolio really looks like and when are the loans going to come up for repayment. So this is really our focus. But we're hoping to get, and be more proactive in the future and start working with high school students and first-year students a lot more. But right now, we're really working with mature students, professionals who are struggling, as well as co-signers. They're often the parents or the grandparents who have been co-signing. So the service is different from what the counseling you would get from a college debt advisor, that would only focus on the single loan. We're looking at the entire portfolio of student loan debt, but also at the entire financial picture to make sure that people can really safely start repaying their loans and be successful.
I like those two words, repay and success.
Yes.
Cool. I'm just depart a little bit from our flow. Give us a contact number, because let's give a telephone number or contact information right now.
Yeah, there's
we'll do it again several times later. But.
Absolutely. You have two main ways to reach out. We have a toll-free number, which is 1-800-642-2227. So let me repeat, 1-800-642-2227. Or you can check our website and actually start your counseling session on our website, which is Guidewell, FS, So guidewellfs.org.
All right. Please repeat the telephone number.
1-800-642-2227.
And one more time for that person who picked up a pencil with no lid in it.
Absolutely. 1-800-642-2227. Otherwise, you Google us, and it's Guidewell Financial Solutions.
Now, what help do you provide to clients who have a lot of debt but don't have enough money to repay the debt?
Well, this is really when people, and we unfortunately still seeing a fair amount of people who come to us in critical situations, and this is where sometimes people really need to consider filing for bankruptcy. We are fortunate enough that we're actually offering, and have been approved by the Department of Justice, to offer the mandatory counseling that's required before people consider filing for Chapter 7, Chapter 11. So we offer some counseling in advance to make sure that people are really making the right choices and to give them alternative options if that's still possible. Now, once people are about to exit and end their bankruptcy filing, we can also help them exit gracefully and help them get back on track. So we follow a very rigorous protocol. Something I forgot to mention is that all of our counselors are also certified in credit counseling as well as housing counseling and bankruptcy counseling. So, and we're trying to stay on top of all the changes in the bankruptcy legislation, obviously, so people get the best and most timely advice they can get.
I'm just hoping that you have some offer of help for those individuals coming out of divorce situation or abusive relationships.
No, absolutely. And unfortunately, we do see a lot of clients coming in situations like this. We've been in the credit counseling business for 50 years, and we strongly believe that a sound credit report and your credit score are really going to be the single most important financial asset that you're going to carry through your life. And it's really important that you protect it and trying to improve it as much. One thing we've recently done to enhance our services is for individuals who have very limited credit or no credit at all or very damaged credit. We have partnered with another national nonprofit called Justin Peterson to start offering a savings account that allows people to make small deposits of $26 for a period of 1 year, so 12 small deposits, and safely build or rebuild their credit through that savings account. At the end of the 12 month, the person can then access the $300 that they've saved, and typically a person can go from no credit score to at least a 620 score in that 12-month period, and then access other safe financial products like a secured credit card or even a regular credit card, depending on the issuers and the organizations they want to work with or banks they want to work with at the end of the product. So this is a very powerful proposition. It's safe, it's very economical, it's not a big expense, and we certainly are seeing a lot of referrals already for this product.
1 in 7 American women live in poverty, and children are affected by poverty. What can you do to help that situation?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So definitely in Maryland, we do have a product that allows us a database, if you want, a screening database that allows us to access federal and local benefits and social and assistance programs for families. These include food stamps, health insurance, housing, utility assistance. So when people come in and it is clear that they are not taking advantage fully of some of the benefits that they're eligible for, we can not only pre-screen them, but we can also initiate some of the paperwork and the application forms on their behalf. We also have started a new program this year with the University of Maryland. We have a social worker in-house who provides some family counseling and family stress reduction. We have this student all year round with a couple of month break during the summer. But this is a new program that really complements nicely some of the work we're doing, because we do have women coming in very stressful, under a lot of pressure situations, who are really trying to take good care of their families.
How can folks get in touch with you? How can they reach out to you?
Yeah, so again, there are two main ways. The quickest way is obviously to pick up the phone and call our toll-free number, which is 1-800-642-2227. I will repeat, 1-800-642-2227. Or you can go on our website. And again, our company is Guidewell Financial Solutions, and our website is guidewellfs.org. WCAO-AM.org.
All right, and as always, please repeat that telephone number.
1-800-642-2227.
Well, it sounds like Guidewell is on the way to helping make America great again. I steal my slogans from places.
I think this might have been trademarked, John.
You have any final thoughts for us?
Well, as women, and I'm a busy single mom myself. Obviously, we are often caught into our busy lives, the complexities of day-to-day logistics, and we don't really take the time that we need to take care of ourselves and our future. And I think this is very true when it comes to personal finance and planning for the future. So my word of advice is that, we have been in the community for 50 years. We really understand the populations we serve. We totally understand the challenges of working families. We have a very basically pragmatic approach. I think we are very genuine and caring. The services we're providing are really tailored and customized to the people who come in. We're really trying to make sure that everyone walks away with a solid action plan that they can act on and that will lead them to being successful.
All righty. Well, I want to thank Helene Raynaud, who is the President and CEO of Guidewell Financial Solutions, for being a part of Maryland Funtime. And hey, have a nice day.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you.